Once upon a time in a peaceful forest, there lived three animals who were known for their distinct qualities: swift hare, clever cat, and patient tortoise. Each prided themselves on their unique abilities. Hare for his speed, cat for her cunning, and tortoise for his perseverance. One day, while lounging by a tranquil stream, the hare boasted about his speed, as he often did. "I'm the fastest creature in the forest," Hare declared with a puffed chest. "No one can outrun me." Cat, lounging on a tree branch above, lazily flicked her tail and smirked. "Speed is one thing, but a race requires strategy. Why not have a race and see who truly is the best?" Tortoise, who had been quietly listening, chuckled. "Speed isn't everything, you know. How about a race to prove it?" Amused by the idea, Hare quickly agreed. "Fine, let's race to the big oak tree at the edge of the forest." Cat, with her clever mind always at work, decided she would join the race too, knowing she could outsmart them both. The three lined up at the starting point, with the other forest animals gathering around to watch the spectacle. "On your marks, get set, go!" shouted Owl, the wise overseer of the forest. As expected, Hare took off like a bolt of lightning, leaving Tortoise and Cat far behind. Confident in his speed, Hare soon became bored and decided to take a nap, knowing he could easily finish the race later. He curled up under a shady tree and quickly fell asleep. Cat, meanwhile, trotted along at a comfortable pace, watching the hare disappear into the distance. She wasn't worried, she had a plan. Clever as always, she knew a shortcut through the forest, a narrow path that would take her directly to the oak tree without the need for speed. Tortoise, slow but steady, plodded along the designated path. He knew he would never be as fast as Hare or as cunning as Cat, but he trusted in his persistence. Step by step, he moved forward, determined to reach the finish line no matter how long it took. As Cat followed her shortcut, she felt confident in her victory. But the path was rough, with thorny bushes and tricky terrain that slowed her down. Soon, she found herself tangled in a mess of vines, struggling to free herself. Meanwhile, Tortoise continued his steady pace, eventually passing by the napping hare. He didn't stop to boast or rest. He simply kept moving, one step at a time. After some time, Cat finally freed herself and made her way to the oak tree, but to her surprise, Tortoise was already there, just a few steps away from the finish line. Panicking, Cat sprinted toward the tree, but she was too late. With one final step, Tortoise crossed the finish line, winning the race. Just as Tortoise crossed, Hare woke up from his nap and dashed toward the finish line, only to see that the race was already over. Cat, out of breath and frustrated, could only watch as Tortoise was crowned the victor. Hare and Cat both learned a valuable lesson that day. Speed and cunning are important, but perseverance and steady effort can win the race. As for Tortoise, he never boasted or bragged about his victory. He simply smiled and continued on his way, knowing that slow and steady truly wins the race.